Welcome to the Leading Yourself podcast. This is your host, Carolina de Arriba. I'm an HR professional, health and fitness coach, wife, mom, and above all things, a goal-getter. In this podcast, we're going to be digging into all things leadership, professional and career development, habits, and relationships. This is a podcast for those who want to become the best version of themselves. Those who have big dreams and are willing to embrace the journey and put in the work to achieve them. My goal is to share with you the tools, tips, and tricks to help you in your journey. So let's dig into today's episode. Hi, welcome to episode number 3 of the Leading Yourself podcast. I am calling today's episode When You Want to Do It All. I mean, have you ever felt overwhelmed with too many things coming at you at the same time? And have you ever had a hard time letting any of them go? I've been there many times. I can quickly and easily get excited about almost anything. New projects, learning opportunities, networking events, committees, you name it. I'm the kind of person that wants to get involved in everything. A pilot? Sure, I'll do it. You're looking for a volunteer? You got it. You're launching a new system, process, initiative? Sure, I'll support. I used to have a very hard time saying no. And to be honest, I still do. In my case, the reason behind it is not that I don't want to let someone down, which is also very important for me. And I know the most common reason why people struggle to say no. But my number one reason why I struggle to say no is my desire to be involved, to be a pioneer, my desire to learn new things, and that feeling of missing out on an opportunity. I mean, what if this is the next great thing and I'm not part of it? That fear of missing out has taken me to high levels of stress and feeling overwhelmed and feeling that I can't give my 110% in everything that I'm doing. And at the end of the day, taking me out of balance. And many times, to be honest, also have led to disappointment. I mean, after putting all that extra effort and time, I realized it was not all what I was hoping or expecting it to be. And then the doubt will kick in. Maybe I should have done that instead. Maybe I should have gone to that other event or participate in that other project or spend more time with my family or exercise, take care of myself. Many times, mommy guilt will kick in. For those you moms listening right now, you know what I'm talking about. Mommy guilt is a real thing. But back to the topic. You wanting to do it all. As I said, I get it. I'm one of those people. I think that as I move through the different stages in my life, I've been able to temper it down a bit. But to be honest, that's still part of who I am, and I don't think I'll ever be able to change that. I do believe, though, that it's a good thing. I mean, wanting to do it all typically comes with high levels of energy and commitment and self-motivation and determination. All great things. On the other hand, it also comes with the risk of burning out and not being able to do your best or everything in your attempt to do it all. A big lesson for me has been learning to say no. Let me share with you what has helped me in the process of identifying to what things I want to say no or I need to say no. First of all, I have very clear what my priorities are. I talk more in detail about this in the previous episode. But having clear what your priorities are across all the roles that you play in your life is the basis to be able to determine what you're going to commit to and what you're going to say no to. Once you have your priorities clear, I ask myself a series of questions. Like, does this align with my priorities? Is this something that is very important or a top priority for someone that I care about? How much is the time commitment? And what would be the sacrifice I need to do? Is it even worth it? Because saying yes to that thing means saying no to something else. Finally, I asked myself, when I heard about this opportunity for the very first time, what was my immediate reaction? Was I excited? Did I thought to myself, hell yes, I need to be part of this? Answering these questions helped me prioritize what things I want to commit to and what things I need to say no to. Once I decided that I'm going to say no to something, the next thing is being able to articulate that to the person asking. I know that sometimes, and for many people, this is the hardest part when saying no. You're afraid of what the other person might think of you. You might be afraid that the other person thinks that you're not committed or that you're not a team player. But let me tell you something. I've learned that most of the times those quote-unquote opinions are just in our head. In other words, you made up those perceived opinions in your mind, and I bet no one has ever said anything negative to you. But that feeling, that fear of what others might think of you is what is stressing you out. I truly believe that learning how to say no effectively is as important as making the decision that you don't want to pursue that thing. Let me repeat that one more time. I truly believe that learning how to say no effectively is as important as making the decision that you don't want to pursue that thing. So let me share with you what are the things that I do that helps me be able to articulate that no. Number one, get out of your own head. Sometimes I just need to talk myself out of it. I need to tell myself, you are the only one that thinks this way. No one thinks that you're not committed. No one thinks that you're not a team player. It's just in your head. Number two, always be honest and transparent. Number three, don't buck up. Stay firm. Remember, when you say no to something, you're saying yes to something else, and vice versa. If you say yes to that one thing, you're going to be saying no to something else. Think about that thing that you have to say no if you say yes to this one thing. That is going to help you stay focused when you're trying to articulate the no. Number four, just say no. And then, of course, explain why you cannot commit at this time. Number five, if it's a no forever, be clear about that. Remember, stay firm. If it's a not now, but maybe in the future, then leave the door open and explain why now at this specific time you cannot commit. And number six, this is the hardest one for me. Let it go. Focus your energy on the things that you're saying yes to and embrace the joy of letting go those things that you just said not to. So how do you do it all? You don't. As Steve Jobs said, focus doesn't mean saying yes, it means saying no. If you like today's episode, please do me a favor, go to Apple Podcast and leave me a review. Also, I would greatly appreciate if you can share this episode with your friends, in your social media, or with anyone that you think can benefit from today's content. Finally, if you have any ideas of topics that you would like me to cover in future episodes, please send your ideas to leadingyourself@icloud.com. That is leadingyourself@icloud.com. With that, thanks for listening, and I'm looking forward to talk to you again on another episode of the Leading Your South podcast.